It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You can hear my childlike giggle. Why? Because there is another Gladiator movie. I am ready for it. JP Sebastian is not ready for it. Oh, we love this, man. We love movies like this. We love these big moments.
I do not know how this is possible as far as like physics goes, but Gladiator is the movie I've seen most. Gladiator I've seen in excess of probably 78 times.
Yeah,
what is wrong with my brain?
No, it's okay. Are you not entertained, JP Sebastian? Are
No,
you not entertained?
I'll try a 79th. Bravo, Victor!
It's got to be big because the first was big. It kind of, well, I suppose whenever...
No, this is a mirthful blink, don't worry. This is not an angry blink.
An angry blink. When Ridley Scott gets involved, we kind of just times everything by 100. Is it scale? What is
How
his
is this
thing?
man, A, still alive? B, so prolific as a director? Like what, he did The Last Duel, then he did the Gucci movie. Was it the Gucci? I don't know, one of those Italian fashion families. This is all in the last 2 years. Then he did, well, he was on board for Alien Romulus. Anyway, this is the man who made Blade Runner. This is the man who made Alien. This is the man who made Thelma and Louise. This is the man who made Gladiator. He's one of our greatest, and he does not... Man, he does not care. He really just wants to have fun. And so, like, historians can pull their hair out as much as they like about these movies. He does not care.
Well, you've got to take a bit of license, and especially when you've created can I call it a franchise? Gladiator franchise.
It's so weird that we have a Gladiator. It's got the number 2.
2 on it, I know.
It's
like,
a Roman 2, though, so it's fancy.
Okay, there we go. So it's fine. It fits. So set the scene for us,
How
first
about
of all.
I chuck you into a scene, and let's chuck you into a featurette, because we're talking so much about how silly Ridley Scott is.
I'm ready.
I mean that with love when I say he's silly. The dude will do what he wants, and we really should support him.
He'll move the moon in the sky. Like, move the moon 2 meters.
Well, he did The Martian as well with Matt Damon. And so here's a featurette on how the dudes like Pedro Pascal, like Paul Mescal, put their blood into the training. They really look shell-shocked at how they train for Gladiator 2. I feel like they killed someone by mistake. Let's have a look. Volume, please. Yes. Disappointment compared to the first, but good.
For fun. It's real.
There was a big focus on the physical preparation for this film.
Remember why you're here! Gladiator 2, we're making history!
I put these guys through hell.
There was a lot of very physical training. I got my ass kicked.
You can prep and prep and prep and prep, but you've still got to kind of throw that away.
We wouldn't need a wire, I can take that. Do it.
And also, like, whatever genius idea Ridley's going to throw at you.
I discovered that Paul's very fast and very brutal with the sword.
It's crazy, right?
I've had some training with swords before, but not like this.
Surprised the hell out of me because he can be really violent.
The attack's friggin' perfect.
Ridley has an extraordinary team. They're absolutely committed.
Pedro and Paul
Got beat up by the best.
I'm incredibly proud of the finished product. It's just an absolutely mad experience. This film just dials it up to 100.
My hat comes off to them and what they did.
Cool. All right. Sorted.
Ridley Scott is such honor. He goes, people watch people die for fun.
Yeah, exactly. They paid good money for it. They got free bread and they loved it.
Pedro Pascal looks shell-shocked, right? He looks like...
But
what did we just do, guys?
But when the behind-the-scenes are that impactful, when the behind-the-scenes scale is that impactful, you can imagine what it would be once you actually see the outcome. So let's talk through the storyline first of
all. Firstly, do you remember the little kid Lucius in Gladiator 1? I shall cheer for you, Gladiator. These are my horses.
You're wondering about who his father was and kind of thing, or at a point you're like, oh, he could be so-and-so,
Yeah, because they had a thing, Maximus and...
But he was destined to become the emperor, yeah?
Yeah, of course, yeah. Well, thank you for remembering the family tree and all that. So the story is in a way, he's exiled because, you know, there's a lot of danger to a kid being next in line.
Anyone else in line wants to remove you from the list. Yeah, exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. And so Paul Mescal then runs off to Numidia, where he joins up with an African kingdom. And obviously the Romans, like, power hungry. They find themselves there, and that opening battle, guys. Ridley Scott knows he has this power in all of his movies. I think about like Alien Covenant or Prometheus. Where you might hear people still whispering and shuffling with their popcorn. He will shut you up in 5 minutes. The way
grabs
he
you by the throat, yeah.
He kicks down the door, dude. And that fight, it's going to be jarring for people. It's really sad that it's going to be jarring for people. It's like, that's a real trebuchet. Someone built that with their hands. It's not CG.
Yeah.
That's wood, and that's fire, and that's stone, and that's probably real blood. Yes, there are sharks in the gladiatorial ring. So that opening fight is sure, it's adrenaline pumping stuff. And from the training that you just saw, I want to say that every fight that's in this, these actors are drilled, dude. Like they rehearsed the heck out of these fights, and so it really does feel dangerous, and it really does feel like they put in the work.
It looks amazing.
You're dumbstruck.
Do you? Well, I'm
go
sitting here
cold.
thinking, do I need to be thinking about Gladiator when I watch this film, or is
Ridley
it better
Scott
to go
would
into this
use
with
a
a
bunch of F expletives at you to say, who gives a darn?
I like that. I like that,
So, like,
man.
he's made a movie here that, oh man, jeez, Denzel Washington is in full flight in this. Denzel Washington is the sassiest man. And here's one of my first problems about the movie, though. However, is that.
There's a rhinoceros.
Paul Mescal, yeah, that's not a problem in the least. Paul Mescal is fantastic as an actor. He really is good. You guys need to watch After Sun. But I
Yes.
feel like they chose possibly the wrong protagonist for this. Denzel Washington's character is so interesting. So he's more about the intrigues, the
subtext.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
subterfuge and the backstabbing and all of that kind of stuff. And of course, we like to have bits of action in between. But almost like in Dune, you have plans within plans.
Plans within,
And
yeah.
I wish that Denzel was the hyper focus of this, but they could have kept the same balance as just somehow make him the number one behind the story. And obviously, he is a really major part. But Paul Mescal's character almost feels, in a way, a bit one note. It's like he's at full rage because his wife was killed, by the way, by Pedro Pascal's character, who's a general for Rome. And he's a bit of a reluctant general because he can see that Rome is just greedy. It's just, hey, is there more oil in the Middle East? Let's go, kind
So
of thing.
I like the fact that we've got that kind of dynamic tension within characters.
But
which is
like I
great.
said, as far as dynamic tension goes, a bit too much of a plateau of rage for Mescal, whereas with Russell Crowe, he goes into nihilism. He goes into the desert. He thinks there's no point, and he has
he's
to build.
lost and he comes
he has
back.
to build.
Yeah.
So it lacks that sort of growth in a bit of a way. But as far as the offerings, like we have rubbish, really, by comparison of like Fast and Furious, where the action doesn't feel as tactile as it used to be. This feels hands-on, and it's blockbuster stuff that you deserve. So you probably want to hear a number.
He is the blockbuster guy. He will bust the blocks. I don't know what.
Who cares? Who cares, Graham?
How many, my friend? How many?
Your
popcorns?
IQ needs to be this number to fully enjoy this movie. 7 out of 10 is what Gladiator 2 gets. Nothing is ever as good as the first time. And funny enough, I mentioned that, by the way, Gladiator 1 was the movie where I got my first kiss. That's a story for another day.
Oh, I like that.
Oh,
At what point in the movie, man?
This is where the Romans are attacking the Germans, and some dude gets his head lopped off.
Perfect timing.
And me and the girl are just like, this is pure violence. Why am I about to kiss you? Why did I eat garlic bread before this? Oh my goodness.
Everyone, well, it's good Roman fare. I love that. This looks exquisite, man. I love the fact that there is another addition to the
Blockbuster
storyline,
pulp.
that Ridley Scott is involved.
You want to hear a mad storyline, by
Yes.
the way. Originally, they were going to make it a time travel movie where Russell Crowe travels to become a CIA special ops guy, but that's a story for another day as well.
There can always be a Gladiator 3, is all I'm saying.
As
Ridley
many as you
Scott,
like.
please. I love it. 7 out of 10 popcorns is what our cinematic genius over here gives Gladiator 2. Nice.